I can easily recommend term life insurance as the only thing, because the rest of it's garbage. It's a ripoff. You're much better off buying term insurance at about 5 cents on the dollar for the same amount of insurance, and investing the rest of your money. You'll end up with much more. Let's kind of follow this through for a second. You'll see what I'm talking about.
And has somebody rung your doorbell, ding dong, and said, Kelly, I want to sell you a whole life universal or variable life insurance policy?
Absolutely.
How many people have done that?
Well, it's a family friend. My husband does have, is in the family business, and so he does have whole life for estate and life and for planning.
Yeah,
for the
I
future.
bet he does. He drives a fancy car, too, doesn't he?
Well, it's a car dealership, so I would hope he does.
Oh, I see. He does.
Well, right now he has a $500,000 whole life policy.
And how much is that costing him per month?
$350.
All right, that's $350 of the biggest, I'm swearing now, ripoff you could ever pay. Listen, whole life insurance is a ripoff. Variable life insurance is a ripoff. Universal life insurance is a ripoff. The only type of life insurance agents that I happen to like happen to sell term insurance. Term insurance, like I said, is good for a specific term. All those other life insurance policies just make absolutely no sense. And let me just tell you something that you need to tell your husband's friend. Your husband's paying approximately $5,000 a year, is he not, for this premium?
Yes.
Do you know that that friend of his made close to $4,000 the first year in premium commission dollars? Do you know that? He put that in his pocket?
I did not know that.
Yeah, well, you now do. Therefore, Cal, what you need to do is get a term insurance policy in place on yourself, on your husband if you want, then cancel the whole life insurance policy, and just stay so far away from this gentleman when he comes to selling you anything, including a car. I can't even tell you.
Hi, Susie. My wife and I both have $50,000 whole life insurance policies, and we have about 3 years to go to pay them off, or we can continue to pay them, and at retirement they'll be worth about $1 million each. And I'm wondering if I should stop paying them after 3 years and maybe get additional term insurance, or what I should do.
Do you have children?
Two.
Two. How old are they?
6 and 9. I also have whole life policies on them. You're going to kill me.
Oh, my God. All right. Actually, you've just left me speechless. It doesn't happen very often that Susie Orman goes speechless, but I hate this because you go in to see a financial advisor or an insurance agent and you walk out with whole life insurance policies on a 6 and a 9-year-old. How much are you paying per month for them?
Their policies are about $150 a year each. They're $25,000 whole life policies. And basically, we took those out at the advice of the financial advisor, saying that they can continue paying on them, and it would be at a rate that they wouldn't be able to get later on in life. So
this is what I want you to do. Number one, I don't think you have a financial advisor there. I think you have an idiot who happens to be advising you on what to do with your money. Somebody who cares more about themselves than they do you, David. This is what I want you to do. I want you to go and get a term life insurance policy on yourself. All right, I want you to then do this. Make sure that you have enough term insurance in place that if God forbid anything happened to you and your wife, or together both of you, your children would be okay forever. I want you to have enough term insurance so that it would last long enough. So the period that I want you to have is at least until your children are 24 years of age. In this case, you could have anywhere from a 15 to a 20-year level term policy. Once you have that insurance in place, because you have to be healthy, let's get some more insurance here, then I want you to cancel the whole life insurance policy that you have on yourself. I want you to cancel the whole life insurance policy that you have on your wife. I want you to cancel the whole life insurance policies that you have on your children. Take that money, invest it in a good 529 college savings plan to fund your child's education, maybe even in retirement accounts for yourself. And then do me a favor, get yourself a new financial advisor, somebody who really cares about you rather than simply somebody who is taking you to the cleaners under the guise of financial advice.
Well, Susie, a friend has recommended that we buy a whole life insurance policy as an investment.
Stop. Stop.
There isn't a friend in the world, not one friend in the world, that if it was a true friend would recommend you buy a whole life insurance policy. A schnook, somebody who wants to take you, somebody who in my opinion is not a friend, maybe, but there is no way a friend would do it. Does that answer your question already?
It gives me a good sense of what you're thinking.
All right, how old are you though, Deepak?
31.
31. How much of an insurance policy? What was the death benefit?
I think 500,000.
500,000. How much was it per year?
It was about
1,400.
14,000.
$14,000 a year.
And the idea was to use it as largely an investment to put money away beyond taxes.
All right, just out of curiosity, does your friend, it made my nose itch, I have to tell you, whenever my nose starts to run, I feel like Samantha where I want, on Bewitched, I don't know if you were even born back then, but where I want to trink my little nose and get that guy out, or whoever that friend is, and off the face of this earth. Listen, insurance is not an investment. Does this friend of yours happen to sell whole life insurance?
Boy, it seems like you're reading my mind here.
Oh, sweetheart, that's not a friend. That's a... I can't... It just, gives me dandruff, I think. Anyway, listen. You do know that I am a licensed insurance agent, a life insurance agent, and I am licensed in every single state in the United States except Hawaii, because I don't want to go to Hawaii right now to take the exam. So I have been licensed everywhere. Very few people in the entire United States can say that they have that type of an insurance background. Therefore, I can tell you that if you put $14,000 into a whole life insurance policy, my friend, how much commission do you think I or your friend would make off of that $14,000 deposit?
I bet at least 1,000 or 2.
Oh, are you sitting down?
I am.
Are you?
Yes.
Why don't you try about $10,000? Okay?
Wow.
So, yeah, he could buy you, you just get it. Here's the bottom line. Don't do it. Do what I said. Buy a term insurance policy. You could get $500,000 that way, $300 a year, and tell your friend, why doesn't he go and make some real enemies?
Mine is a 30-year term. And for my wife, I went with the whole life insurance, and I was wondering if that was the right thing to do.
No. No, it wasn't. Because here's the thing. It's how much, and this is great. I'm actually so excited, because now we can compare one to the other. How old are you, Jamie?
I am 39.
And how old is the wife?
35.
35. So approximately the same age.
Right.
For a $1 million 30-year term life insurance policy, which will bring you to 69 by the time it's over, how much does it cost you per month?
Per month, it's costing me for mine probably a little over $100.
All right, now.
For mine, probably a little over $100.
All right, now, for a $1 million whole life insurance policy, which would last your wife her entire life, how much is it costing you per month?
A little over $1,000.
A month?
Yes.
Everybody, did you just hear that? 10 times more than a term insurance policy. Now, don't you just think, my dear Jamie, that for $900 difference a month, that's like $10,000 or so a year, for all of those years, for the next 30 years, that if you had invested that money, if you did certain things, you probably would have close to $1 million? Of course you would. Got that, boyfriend? So, here's what I want you to do, especially because she's 4 years younger than you. It's not going to be $100 a month for her. It may be $75 a month for her. You go and you get $1 million life insurance policy for her for 30-year level term. Once it's in place, you cancel that whole life insurance policy so quick you don't even know what hit you, and you save the difference, and later on in life, you will be 10 times better off.
Good evening, Susie. I'm married with 2 young children. Our financial advisor signed us up for variable life insurance on my husband. We pay over $600 a month with a death benefit of $750,000. We've had it for 6 years, and I've never felt comfortable about it, and I'm wondering what we should do.
What you should do, first of all, is get yourself a new financial advisor. That's number one. Miss Orman here has a top 10 hate list of investments that she hates. And she hates them because they literally do absolutely nothing for you, and they do everything, in my opinion, for the financial salesperson that sold them to you. And variable life, universal life, whole life insurance, that's probably on the top of Miss Orman here's top hate list. So, the only type of life insurance that you should have, in my opinion, is term insurance. And like I said, get another financial advisor. All right.
My husband has a variable universal life.
I'm sorry.
And I cannot get it through his head that we need to buy term and invest the rest.
Okay.
Can you explain to me, and I just got off the phone with the financial guy that he bought it from, and I wanted him to explain to me why the variable life is better. And he said it's basically the same thing as term.
No, it's not, because if you die, they keep your money.
They do.
Yeah. Ask him how much money you get.
I said, so when we get the money, because he's saying it's for retirement and everything is basically what it's for. And I said, so when we take that out for retirement, how much do I get? And he said, it's costing me, I said, per month, what's it costing me? And he said, $50 about, and we take 0.9% in fees. And I said, so what's the average yield? Well, it varies. That's all he could tell me is it varies.
Yeah, it varies to be very low.
Really?
Yeah, Consumer Federation of America did a study of universal life, not variable life. Now, variable life has mutual funds in it. That's not what this is.
Okay, mine is variable universal life.
You have mutual funds inside.
Yes.
Okay. The average yield on those was 7.4%.
Okay.
On mutual funds that were yielding 12 to 14.
Okay.
The difference is fees.
Okay.
Okay, you're getting feed to death. The other thing is that you have what's called an annual renewable term, meaning your term insurance goes up every year based on your age.
Right.
And so every year, the portion of your premium dollar that goes out that's going to investments is smaller.
Right.
Because the insurance portion is larger.
Is going up every year.
And you've bought the most expensive kind of term insurance and a real inefficient way to invest in mutual funds.
Okay.
And so variable life is the best of the three products, but they all stink.
Okay.
And let me just tell you, if you put the money straight into a mutual fund and a Roth IRA, you'll kick a variable life's butt.
Okay.
If you buy 20-year level terms separate from that, you'll kick a variable life's butt on the cost of insurance.
Okay.
You beat it on both sides of the equation, on the investment side of the equation and on the other. And the Roth IRA grows tax-free. Variable life does not grow tax-free.
Okay, he's telling me that it is tax-free.
He's lying.
When I pull it out at the end.
If you pull it out at the end, you have to borrow it out. It's just a backward program.
Okay.
It's a bad. Is that making any sense?
It makes total sense to me.
All right.
I've got to get it through my husband.
Okay.
Life insurance can be an important part of your financial planning. It is a way to provide protection for your family's future.
There are different kinds of life insurance policies to choose from, and within policies, there can also be fine print that makes them very different. Pat Foran explains on tonight's Consumer Alert. Pat?
Well, that's right, Ken and Michelle. A CTV viewer was shocked to find out that after paying into a life insurance plan for 27 years, his policy had lapsed. He says when he signed up in the 1980s, he was told his premiums would never go up, even though he never missed a payment. His policy has now been canceled. Angel Gonzalez says when his children were small in 1988, he got a universal life insurance policy. He was told by the agent he would pay $102 per month for $150,000 worth of coverage. He understood his payments would never go up, and eventually the policy would have a cash value.
I thought my payments were going to stay the same for the rest of my life, and actually that it was going to be paid in 10 years.
Over 27 years, he paid $33,000 in premiums. In January of 2007, the plan had a cash value of over $8,000, and Gonzalez continued his monthly payments. But recently, he discovered his premiums had doubled and money was being taken from the cash portion of his policy until there was nothing left.
So they were taking this money out of my cash value, and right now, before I knew it, it was gone.
Gonzalez doesn't want to start over and feels he shouldn't have to.
Even if I paid, it will be increasing my life insurance on this policy every year.
When signing up for life insurance, try to have a good understanding of all the conditions. Also consider term insurance, which does not have a savings component, but it's cheaper to buy. Premiums vary depending on your age. On your side, I'm Pat Foran.
I was reading Slim Aarons and I got to think.